Hey, wild ladies, welcome to another word of wisdom. Wow. Our thought for today is business not as usual. If you have come through any major life changing situation where life seemed to pause for a while or stall, or even felt like it absolutely just stopped for a season, we know what it's like to want to get back to normal, and that is probably the worst thing we can do for ourselves. This idea of getting back to normal is such a challenge because it means that we want things to go back to the way they were. And the one thing that we know about life, the one constant about life, is that it is constantly changing. If we don't get into a rhythm of movement where we are able to pivot when life happens, then we'll break our legs. Think about this from the perspective of birth and growth and change. There's a constant movement, constant going forward. And we have the option either to go back to the way things were, or to make a shift toward what is becoming, to allow ourselves to move toward what is coming next. Now, there are some great things about the way that things were in that old relationship, in that old house, at that old job, in that old body or that younger body. We've got things that we left behind that we want to take with us. And that's all right. The challenge is if we want to take it all with us, then it means that we forgot how bad the bad parts were. And we forgot when we were in those moments saying, oh God, if you just get me this new job, then I will forever, blah, 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 blah. There are those moments that we made commitments and vows about what we would do if we made it through. And we cannot afford to get to the other side and keep breaking our necks looking back at what we left behind. There is a good thing about looking back. We'll talk about that when we talk about getting some counseling and therapy and being able to look back and fix some things to move forward. But this is that looking back and hungering and hankering for what we left behind, because where we are right now might be a little unfamiliar, might be a little challenging, might be a little scary, but it's different and it's new and it's where we're going, not where we've been. I do not discredit grief over loss. We must be willing to mourn what we lost in the process. We talked about that. There were things that we had to give up, things that we had to leave behind that we didn't expect to lose in the process of becoming. Simultaneously, there are things that are going to be coming around the corner that are so good for us, that are so much better for us, that we have to prepare ourselves for valuing what's coming by clearing some space out. There's a lot of talk now, a lot of videos about decluttering, getting things out the way. You cannot get what's coming if you're still holding on to what was lost. We've got to position ourselves to grieve and release and prepare for what's new. Our old normal will never come back. What's new? What are you looking forward to? Make that list right now while you're in that space of where am I coming from and where is it that I want to go? What do I want to be different about the next relationship? What do I want to be better about my performance at the next job? What are the things that I want to improve on in my body, in my home, in my spirit, in my life, and move toward those things? Because 16 left a long time ago. What do I want to look like when I'm 60 or more? Think about it. Going forward, it's a good thing. As a matter of fact, it's kind of wild.